A very good evening, our viewers. This is Truth Be Told, and you are watching DreamTV and BTV. Truth Be Told runs from Monday to Friday. We only miss on Wednesday because of special services that are always here. Sorry for that. Whose phone is this? Today, we are looking at Lumu's bill. That bill has been in news for almost a month, and this is the first time we are handling it on this platform of Truth Be Told. And it's because many parties have come out to distance itself from this bill, except one party called JEMA. For it, they have said they support it. And that one made me to look for its Secretary General, who had to be with us today as the poster or flyer was reading, but unfortunately he didn't make it. But he sent someone sitting for him. And we also have Mr. Reid from FDC. We saw them yesterday in the committee of parliament, and they were very, very, very annoyed with the bill. According to their president, they said this bill was not necessary. They even had to allege that that bill is sponsored by some people who don't want Uganda to go. So we think, and I would like all of you who are watching us hey, to put your voice or think with these guys whom I have here on this bill that has been in news for all this long. I want to start with you, sir. The man in pink here is from JEMA, and Abdul is a young man. I heard that he's aspiring to come in Kampala. So those people who are in Kampala, they are willing to hear from you. You're from JEMA party. Yes. JEMA is the only party that has supported this bill, so far as I know. Why did you take that side?
For matters of correction, I also like to correct you on that. It's not formally. You may have quoted individuals that have been commenting. But as far as I'm concerned, it's not a formal stand. We haven't yet formally.
Your president supports the bill?
Yes, I said it's not a stand of the party. It may be a stand of an individual from the party, but we support it or we don't support it. I think a stand will come. We shall be able to put our voice on that, and we shall be able to amend, to append our signatures on that, and we say that this is how our party is standing on this bill. But in that case, I believe we need to understand the concept and the objectives of the bill, how it came, why it came, and the motive of it. We need to assess and know are the reasons given justifiable to the current situations that we are facing, and also understanding.
Okay, before we proceed, are you going to give me your opinion or the party stand?
I told you, as a party, we came here to have a voice to add on this, and also to enlighten those who are viewing this show. Some of them haven't yet got the chance to peruse through the bill, to peruse through the preamble, and how the bill will be affecting them. So I think that will be the possible way to go now, not to understand, not to discuss the stand of the party. But as I told you, as a party, we haven't formally agreed or not agreed with the bill. So it's yet to come, and you will be able to know that.
It's a norm in Uganda, when a president agrees to something or wants something, all people must follow. There is a trending video of Mufumbiro, where he says that when Rome or Pope says yes, all Catholics must follow Pope's directive. Does that saying apply in JEMA?
As I said, I'm not here to agree, not to agree. I'm here to put light more on those who are viewing this show, because as I said, we haven't, as a party, formally admitted or not admitting about the bill. So I think it must be on record that I'm not here to support, I'm not here to be against, but I'm here to draw the light, to bring this to attention of the viewers. And
okay, thank you very much. Mr. Lwiga, from FDC, why would you come out and allege that someone who brought his bill, he's a member of parliament, he has a right to come with a private member's bill and start allege that he ate money, that he's working for some people, for some mafias that want to see Parliament go below its standards, below the expected standards, as you claimed yesterday in the Committee of Parliament.
Fast forward, good evening, our viewers and listeners. You didn't introduce me. I'm Lindo Walid-Lubega, for the record. I'm the Deputy Secretary for Publicity in the Forum for Democratic Change Party.
Ajana Mkumbi.
We have one party, and that is FDC.
I like
to the topic, first of all, we never said in the committee that the Honorable Lumu solicited money from anybody. I think that is your... We were only wondering where the Honorable Lumu gets the audacity to speak on behalf of the opposition, because the bill aims to amend Section 8 of the Principal Act of the Administration of Parliament, yes, which provides for the election of the leader of opposition in Parliament, rather than being appointive, as the Principal Act suggests, and also the election of the chief whip of the opposition, the election of subjecting the shadow cabinet to be approved by the entire opposition in Parliament. That is what the bills spells for. But we were wondering where the Honorable Lumu gets the audacity to speak that he wants to amend it in our interests. Because what we have seen, the Law Development Center came to the committee and presented against, it spoke against the bill. The Forum for Democratic Change, which I speak for, came in the committee led by our party leader, the Honorable Ingeniam Viatoboy. We spoke against the bill, and that position was reached at during our National Executive Committee meeting in Ajana Nkumbi, when we had our retreat, a 2 days retreat about 2 weeks back. We unanimously resolved that the bill is out of order as FDC. I saw our colleagues, the Alliance for National Transformation, led by Honorable Alaso and the Honorable General retired Mujisha Muntu, also speaking against the bill. We saw our colleagues from the Uganda People's Congress, UPC, speaking ill against the bill. We have had colleagues from the National Unity Platform, who are heading the opposition in Parliament, also speaking against the bill. And we were wondering who exactly is Honorable Lumu is working for. I think the only constituency that I have not heard of is the constituency of the ruling party, that is the NRM.
I want to remind you...
Let me finish. But from the looks of... because we are interacted with members of NRM who are members of the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee. And some of them were actually in support of the bill. So we think the beneficiaries of this bill is the ruling party.
Maybe they're preparing for when they are on opposition.
No, it can't be.
That time is over.
NRM does not have an expiry date. Museveni, actually, I'm not even talking about as an institution, because NRM cannot be diffused from Museveni. It is Museveni. It is his own project. He has no expiry date. So he has no calendar.
So you don't see Museveni and NRM going soon?
According to him. For us, we work day and night. 24 hours FDC has been and is always working for the removal of the regime. That is our preoccupation as a party.
I was saying, when this man brought his bill, Mr. Lumu, he tried to visit different parties. Some parties that welcomed him, he went and introduced the bill to them, discussed it with them, told them that benefits. However, some parties didn't give him that chance. Among some parties have quoted Nope. According to the resources I have, he said They never replied to him. Instead, he saw them insulting him on TV.
He also ignored meeting some parties. Honorable Salaso approached him. He never attended. He never gave them a chance to meet them. So it's a two-way.
He came to Jema, right?
He came.
Maybe that's the reason why you support him.
No. By the way, don't drag me into supporting and not supporting. I'm just being optimistic and also objective in my submission. I told you, he claims that he never, he wasn't given a chance to meet NUP, and he never given a chance to ANT as well.
Okay.
So when he's castigating NUP, he must also feel sorry for ANT.
For us, when he thought for our invitation to be invited at the party headquarters, we told him this is a private member's bill. You go, work along your bill, present it to Parliament. We shall go to the committee.
Maybe that's why we went wrong.
We were not wrong. We were not wrong at all, because so you expected FDC to help Lumu do his dirty work. No, please. But the parties he consulted, let me ask you, he went to the Uganda People's Congress. I saw UPC saying, we have heard him and we have rejected whatever he has come up with. Did the Lumu's bill reflect the interests of the people of the Uganda People's Congress?
Maybe that's why they didn't support him in the committee.
No.
When they came
because
to present.
If he consulted UPC, he consulted Jema and whoever cared to listen, I think even he consulted DP. His own party, Democratic Party, for record, DP disowned the Lumu bill. So if your own party says, please don't, this is a dead what? A dead bill, don't go beyond. So how do you convince me as an FDC that really this is it is for the interest of the opposition? If internally, it might not
be for the interest of the opposition, but for the interest of Uganda.
No, but it is for the administration.
Okay, can I be clear? Can I pose a question to you?
Yes, it's
as you claim that it's for the interest of the people of Uganda, could you please spot out those interests that people are gaining from the bill?
Okay, let me say this, I want to answer your question in this way. The reason why I'm pointing out these things is because he is a member of parliament representing people of Uganda. That means he represents
people of Uganda.
No, people of Mityana.
Yeah.
Okay, that means he represents their views, and people of Mityana are Ugandans. So when I say that, maybe he's representing Ugandans, and for you people, you wanted to make this bill look like it's a party.
Did he consult bill and got those ideas
so
from the people?
That's the point.
We've
seen a mixed reaction from people of Mityana. There are those who supported him, who supports what he's doing, and those who don't. And we can say not all people in Mityana voted him. You can proceed.
No, the bill, the intention of the bill, it is about changing the administration of parliament, especially on opposition. The leader of opposition, how the leader of opposition will be voted into office.
But the other
how
clauses,
the LOP will be impeached, how he relates with other parties, and so on.
I think the other clauses,
the parties, the stakeholders, the main stakeholders, these are parties that are represented in parliament. Even outside parliament, like ANT, are saying we are better off with the status quo. Then Lumu is saying, no, the status quo is bad. So in whose interest is Lumu driving? Okay. Because if we say we the main stakeholders, we are okay with the arrangement, and Lumu is trying to really open a Pandora box, which we think will take away our control and influence. We think it is really not good.
It's like you're working. This question goes to him. The way we are talking about this bill, the way we want to protect the LOP's position and with its benefit as it stands now in the Act, it's like you're working for being leader of opposition.
Okay. Sorry for that. But should we be clear and don't do unjust to the people that are watching us, and also we need to be objective and also open the eyes and
that's what I want from you.
People. Now, should he also justify why the bill is not supported? Because he justified why he wants the bill to be supported. And no one came up with a strong reason to support the bill. So in my case, I believe that should we focus and also relate with the people that he is representing and the people who are benefiting from the bill. First of all, the beneficiary of the bill is the ruling government. And the people who will be tormented by the bill is the opposition, of which he's saying that the bill is there to support the opposition. Should we bring this to book? How often has Lumu been, has DP ever been leader of opposition before in the current status?
Maybe back then.
Back then, they have
1980.
1980. Should we say that Lumu also felt that he was discriminated in the operations of the leader of opposition, on the office of the leader of opposition, so he wanted to be included in any of the the operations of the leader of opposition? Should we bring this back to the normal understanding of the people? Lumu is suggesting that the majority opposition party in the House will not have the authority to decide who will be the leader of opposition, but they will have the authority to appoint 3 people among them to be presented to the opposition caucus, and the opposition caucus will select one or elect one to be the leader of opposition. Now, here is my view. In a case whereby we have the majority opposition party is having 50 members of parliament, and when you add up the whole opposition party, other opposition parties, they don't sum up to 50 members of parliament. I'm saying this because I said this face to face to him. He came to our party headquarters. I also assessed this, and I told him, Mr. Lumu, just assume this happens. Because when we have a party caucus, most of the times we have a suggestion and a stand of the party. The president of the party will come and say, we are supporting so and so. So these two will come, but they are just time wasters. And they get one strong candidate plus 2 weaker candidates, and automatically that will be the leader of opposition. I say to him, could you please change a little bit? If you want to get a slot in the office of the leader of opposition and in the administration of the leader of opposition, you put you modify, and you say that let's consider the percentage of the representation of the opposition, whereby the biggest opposition party takes, if the biggest opposition party takes 70% of the opposition, will take 70% of the shadow cabinet. And others will also have a representation on the shadow cabinet. I believe that would have been very inclusive than saying that everybody would come and cast their vote against or in support of a leader of opposition.
I want to ask you one question. Because when these people are voted as MPs, they're all equal before anything, keeping all factors constant. They're all MPs, right? So, what's the problem if these people, if these 50 or 100 people come out and choose who should lead them, who they feel they are comfortable with?
We have
they choose speaker.
The winner takes it all system is happening.
Because if it was like that, we would just say, let the speaker come from NRM.
Okay, so have you ever had a speaker out of NRM?
But it's after they go, they contest, and they win.
No,
why do you think
have you ever had a speaker out of NRM?
No, but the speaker is chosen.
They elect. But do you know the processes that happens before choosing the speaker? They normally have a caucus. Yeah?
So what is the problem of no caucusing and saying that we will support our own and we make him or her?
Now, I'm telling you the reality. If Lumu is castigating opposition, he must also castigate NRM as the leading, the leading party. For example, they normally have their caucuses. Whenever you hear them, whenever you're approaching towards the election of the speaker and the deputy speaker, they normally have a leave, and they go there and they have a discussion on who will be the speaker and the deputy speaker. But normally, there will come someone from the NRM within to contest against that that appointed candidate in the party. But mainly, that person is a weaker candidate. Now I'm bringing you to book. Why I say that this is just a wastage of time and we don't need this as a country. we are fighting for electoral reforms. We need to see a fair electoral grounds whereby everyone is allowed to mobilize and also look for votes and legally be voted into office without intimidation and everything. That would have been the bill that Lumu would have what? Would have brought in parliament. Or every opposition party would have been in support of that bill. But now, every bill they bring, they have something they are trying to hide into that bill. So that you agree with something, then you don't agree with others. And I'm telling you, you cannot bring a package that has rotten mangoes and you think that those other unrotten mangoes will not be rotten at a certain moment.
But why do we look at a bill considering just one clause when there are many clauses?
I've said, I cannot agree more. Because now, if the basket has one rotten mango, that rotten mango must go out of that basket. Lumu, what he must do, he must go back and rephrase that bill to be in support of what the opposition is. Now, also, for example, my brother in FDC, there was leaders of opposition many times.
5 times.
5 times. And to bring this to you, always FDC had the party agenda and the party objectives and the ideology being and the manifesto being followed. You cannot tell me that the defiant ones and the justice ones and the national, let me say, Alliance for National Transformation, Democratic Party, Uganda People's Congress, how will they have a single ideology that they will impact into someone to come and lead them? It will never happen.
Good.
A leader of opposition must present the ideology of the party he comes from.
Good.
That means you are going to create a conflict between the leader of opposition and the party he represents or she represents. So if Lumu bills pass, we shall never have a peaceful leader of opposition.
Absolutely.
We shall never have a peaceful leader of opposition.
Even now, we have a leader of opposition who claims that they fight him from different people from different parties. I can pick out your president. My president? Yes. What shows that he's fighting him? We know what has been happening. What? Most recently, we know, when they were signing. You petition. Know, I don't know. They don't know. What's okay? What I'm saying, you know very well, and maybe that's the reason why he's supporting Lumu's bill. No, I want to be clear. Okay. You know, I don't know. Do you know that he's in fight with the law? Can we? No. They don't know. Can you come out and say that Jema's president is in good books with the lead of opposition? Personally, I'm not Asmani Basali, and I'm not his spokesperson. But I'm here to clarify, there is no wrangles going on between the two parties. Why is it that everything that leader of opposition suggests, he has not been in support? And I can point out some of them, and you know very well. When they were signing a motion against Honorable Mpunga, he refused. Now, he even went ahead and represented. He came clearly. He came clearly. He said he was a lawyer. He wasn't in the position of the party president. He was a lawyer. He is a lawyer of Honorable Mathias Mpuga and Honorable Sirwanyi, isn't it? He clarified. He clarified. He didn't say that as a party president of Justice Forum, I'm here to oppose this. Okay, let me remind our people about Victory Women of Word annual conference that is happening here at Victory Church every day from 8 a.m. 6 p.m. Remember, this conference is ending on 13th October, so don't miss the last day. You know that's when they will release all the blessings of this conference. So be part of it. It starts from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Activities in this conference include special teachings, prayers, and deliverance services. Free medical, there is teachings on how to make money, speaker from child protection, seminars, and workshops for different categories of women. Guest speakers include Apostle Dr. Joseph Serada, Pastor Frida Serada, Apostle Sibonjile from South Africa, Apostle Sarah Bunjo, Pastor Hannah Nsumba, and many others, including great and inspiring worshippers. And I want also to remind you about Passover Festival that will be taking place on 31st December at Nambori Mandela Stadium. Those of you, you know how much you've missed Nambori, so we are going back. Prepare, start saving now, your transport, your welfare, and see how you'll get to Nambori on 31st and not miss that blessing. I'm going to continue, and I will start with you, Mr. Wahid. With all these things happening, and you know, I was there as you were presenting. There are some amendments that you recommended or suggestions that you wanted. I would like you to tell them to the public the views, what FD thinks that should be changed or should be amended in the current Parliament Administration Bill.
Allow me just to, in 2 minutes also, to chip in from where my brothers ended about the law. It is our considered opinion as FDC that the position of the leader of opposition is determined in the general election. A case in point, the leader of opposition was determined in 2021 election. For us as FDC, we were the leader of opposition before. In that election, we were relegated to the 3rd position, and we accepted. So it is really inordinate to subject the will of the people of Uganda who voted the opposition and the government, that we also we subject that will to another election by a section of opposition members of parliament. So it was really inordinate, because it would be taking away the responsibility, the right of the people of Uganda who spoke in that very election. Because members of parliament come to parliament by the will of the people.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me come in. Mr. Wade, you know very well that several times you people on opposition, you've came out and accused current speakers, even before that, they work for the government, and they also, that they make sure that whatever government wants passes. This man comes out, brings a bill that is saying, no, I think a deputy speaker should come from opposition. And then you don't see it, you just choose one clause out of a big bill.
I've read the bill, I didn't see that.
And the copy I have has it.
Yes, I didn't see the proposal that the deputy speaker
must come from opposition.
Automatically I only saw an amendment to the commissioner that we should have a second backbench commissioner coming from the opposition.
I have Mr. Lumu,
yes,
on record suggesting that.
I didn't see it in the bill, which
he also suggested it when he visited us.
Yes,
yeah.
But in the bill I didn't see it.
But in the bill, it's
not there.
He just cited that he wished to also include that into the bill. But I'm sure he was intimidated inside him that if he does that, even he will never get the support of the speaker. He would not. So he tried to put our hopes high so that we can agree.
Exactly.
So I think this
is a sugar coating.
What I started claiming, because here, like, why do you think he needs the speaker's support? Speaker is a neutral person that is just there.
He's a little person, as you wish.
No,
as you understand. Neutral person. He's a mutual person, as you understand. But I can tell you, the speaker is there. That's why one of the things that I agreed on, he said, we suggested that if he wants to bring that, then should we also have whoever being elected to be the speaker ceases to be a member of any political party. Because we have a speaker who sits in the sake of a political party.
So it means it automatically makes you lose your seat.
The speaker serves
as
the
MP.
Interests of a political party.
Okay. So,
yeah, continue.
Going back to the recommendation that the FDC offered, first of all, the FDC benchmarked the best practices of the Commonwealth. And we think that the framers of this very act, our party president, the Honorable Boy, was in the 7th Parliament, which crafted this Administration of Parliament Act, and which was amended by then, and even the Political Parties and Organizations Act. So, according to him, because we had an extensive conversation during our retreat as NEC, when we were discussing this very bill, he actually gave us a lot of background that informed the crafting of this Administration of Parliament Act. One, he informed us that they benchmarked it from the Commonwealth countries, where they have the party in opposition, that is the second, the largest opposition party, the one that comes after the ruling government, is the one automatically which produces the leader of opposition. In Canada, Ghana, Australia, South Africa, Kenya, that is the norm. And we were wondering, where did the Honorable Lumu benchmark
from
his new idea from? So we don't want to make an experiment, to experiment the opposition on this fishery bill. So the recommendations are also hinged on the best practices of the Commonwealth countries. One, FDC thinks that the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker, those are the presiding office of Parliament, that upon election as the Speaker and Deputy Speaker, they should resign as members of Parliament. This is intended to give neutrality to the House, and also to give due attention to Parliament. The office of the Speaker is number 3 in hierarchy after the Vice President. This is a big office, an office which pretend over, which even checks the powers of the President. So for you to be the presiding officer, you need ample time. For example, most of the members of Parliament are now in the constituencies because they are being harassed in their constituencies.
But by people who want their positions.
Exactly. So even the Speaker and the Deputy Speakers, they are also being harassed in their constituencies. So they are trying to fight to defend their constituencies in the year to come, because next year we shall be going for real campaigns and elections. So for you to have a Speaker who is always torn between a constituency and the Parliament, that means he will not do effective service to Parliament and even to the people of Uganda. So we feel as FDC, once you elected, you relinquish the position. Secondly, the FDC thinks that Parliament should, actually that proposal, I brought it myself. When we were in the committee, I saw you. We were concerned that the Parliament has 3 pillars. That is the Speaker's office, the office of the leader of government business in the House, that is the Prime Minister, and the office of the leader of opposition. According to public service standing orders, these offices, once the office bearers retire, they go back, they go away with some perks, some benefits and emoluments. And we were wondering that the leader of opposition is left hanging, and yet he also do some commendable work when he is in charge.
And I think now you see a point why someone has had to get 500 million.
Which is wrong. Actually,
but that's the kind of thing you are suggesting.
Yes, we condemn, because that one is outside the law. That was outside the law. We want to streamline things, that once the leader of opposition retires,
and said that he got
there is a benefit. Right, so we think that will also help to motivate our former serving officers. But also FDC believes that this is the time where Parliament should waste, we shouldn't waste time on this redundant bill called the Administration of Parliament Amendment Bill 2024. Our time should be zeroed on electoral reform. We have a myriad of electoral reform proposals which we presented in the 8th Parliament, which have never seen light of the day. The Honorable Wilfred Niwagaba, our Attorney General, then when FDC was in the leading of opposition, presented them to Parliament. They were shelved. So we think that instead of Parliament wasting time, it should look at those areas where we want to reform our electoral cycle such that we have good laws. For example, we want a legislation that detaches the role of security agencies in elections, because we have seen the experience we have is that in most times security agencies become the controlling arm of the Electoral Commission. So the Electoral Commission works under the security organs, yet the Electoral Commission are the one in charge. This is their food. But when it comes to election, the officers of RDCs, PISO, DISO, DPCs, AME, they are the one in charge of the what?
Okay.
Of superintending over the election.
I think, let me bring him in. What do you think should be changed in this bill? Or do you think we need this bill as for now?
First of all, I just want to be a little bit bitter, and I say that we, as a country, we need to have some things that are considered needed and a necessity for the people that we do serve. I believe we need to trash the bill and focus on things that we need to have as a country. I can commend Honorable Lumu for this, for the time he has spent, the research he has made, the money he has invested, and everything he has invested into this bill. But in matter of respect, I will just trash the bill. It's not necessary. It's not needed. It's not something that we can stand on as a country. It's not something that we can even brag about as a country. Even when we go outside the country, we cannot brag about having such a bill, and we cannot brag about having such a thing.
He talked about benchmarking and say that they wonder where did Honorable Lumu get this. Can't we start something and people benchmark on us after it has worked out?
Most of the times we need, for me, I'm a computer expert, and we normally have what we call a prototype before something is being done. We normally have a prototype. A prototype is a look-alike. And now our prototype is our minds, and we have it written, and we know because we have a prototype virtually drawn into our minds, and we know that this will not work.
And there are no defects in the current legislative arrangement.
Which solution is he trying to bring? Which problem is he trying to solve? I want to tell Honorable,
maybe the division within opposition
that
at
will
Parliament.
cause more division.
Exactly.
That will cause more division. And you'll see more opposition division than ever in your life. Because I want to tell Honorable,
maybe let me give an example. Just imagine that we have opened the space, people are competing. The words that people, for example, I'm competing with my brother Kasozi. The words that we shall be exchanging, how Kasozi is bad, how he's unfit, and even the other one. So it will really pit us against. And the NRM.
What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it when you're speaking the right things?
Listen, the
if you really
NRM,
come out and say Kasozi is this and this and this and this and this, what's wrong with it when you speak the right thing?
The NRM will exploit it and to further entrench its dictatorship and also influence the election of the leader of opposition.
We shall see.
And we are also wondering, the Prime Minister, who is the leader of government business in the House, is not elected.
By the members of NRM.
The government chief whip is not elected. How do we have a selective law that the NRM, because that is also under administration of Parliament Act, when you read it, we are just wondering whether the legislation that concerns the ruling government is different and the one of opposition is so we want a bill that is really uniform, the way the principal act is. So it is really inordinate for us to have a selective law governing government and governing opposition.
He said
we want fairness.
There is a document that I received from him. I think I have it with me. He said that we cannot yearn for democracy, yet we cannot practice democracy within our parties. And I was really perturbed and disturbed with that statement. How sure he is that democracy is not prevailed into
You know,
the
you know very
process.
well how
But
that relationship
who
with his
should
president.
who should be the custodian of democracy? Who should be the custodian of democracy? Opposition. We cannot have democracy in opposition, because even the way we operate, democracy cannot prevail. We have all the right to do everything, but we are limited by the powers that we don't know how to how to cap them down. Now, my suggestion is, to be a little bit clearer, should we also shift our minds and discuss on the amendments and the bills that we need as a country? Because we are driving our minds, and I think this is quite of a diversionary bill that is trying to give us more time to discuss about it, yet there are more reasonable bills that are being passed behind the doors, and we shall know about this when it's always on the, you know, there is, Honorable Mao is trying to bring another bill, the former Lop is also trying to bring another bill, and you know, we shall have more time to discuss about those bills, but Honorable Lumu's bill is quite diversionary and somehow disturbing. And I believe if he is watching this show, whoever is watching this show, and you are in good terms with Honorable Lumu, please forward this message to him. For him to be a good member of parliament, there are many things he must do, not causing havoc and commotion into the house. Because we believe that as opposition, we have what it takes to create leveled grounds for us to fight in. But now it's not necessary. You are creating confusion all over the house, and it's not necessary. And also to come up down to earth. Why is it that, remember that bill was introduced in Gulu, isn't it? That's where he was granted leave to go and also do research and also do whatever he was doing about the bill. Was it really necessary for him to have that bill presented during this havoc of having the regional sittings and what? And as you say, that it may be in interest of the speaker, and whoever is supporting Honorable Rumu should know that this will be worse than they think.
Okay, someone here has said, it's not related to the topic, but I said, statistics show that Muslims are reduced in this country, but I see even a new panel, the majority is the majority are Muslims.
Yeah.
Did you read that? Did you see that?
Yeah, we see, but I think it's all about the capabilities and the expertise that.
Okay, thank you. Wait, did you see that?
Yeah.
When the Ubos,
I don't want to go into that kind of conversation.
Yeah, that's
okay. Someone was telling me that these people lied, and
lied about what?
That Muslims were not.
Let me reserve my position on that.
But this is not static.
Let's go to the
we shall go to the topic. This is not static.
We are about to wind up.
Yeah.
Ivans, thank you for watching. I know you really appreciate this guy. Thank you for watching. Eddie, thank you for watching. And I can see your views. It's only that they are really not related to what we're talking about. Maybe next time when we're talking about it. Okay. Your last words.
My last words will be...
The Ugandans need such bills in this critical time where economy is hard, things are not going on as expected.
It's not necessary. We don't need it. We don't need it.
Okay, and I always give my visitors 1 minute to speak in their local language if they want, to the people they want to represent. And I'm well informed that you want to represent people of Kampala. Okay,
I think most of the majority of the people of Kampala understand and listen to English. I would like also to have this driven to them. The people of Kampala will be at least relieved for the fact that they will have someone that come from them. I've been a product of Kampala Central.
From where?
From Kagugube Makerere. And that's where I started my education, from Makere Kagugube, New Friendly, that's my school. It's still there. It's some of the oldest nursery schools in the country. From Makere Kagugube to Old Kampala Secondary, to Old Kampala Primary, Kampala Secondary. So I've been around, and I know very well that this. So when we get time to discuss about the issues of Kampala, we shall have more conversation that driven to the people of Kampala. I know people of Kampala are less represented. The legislation that is happening on their behalf is somehow not thick to their expectations, and I believe that's the conversation for another day. We shall see how best we can bring this to the people of Kampala. And I would like to wish them well, all the problems that are in Kampala. I believe, and I also want to argue the new management at KCC also to mind about the trash and also the tidiness of the campus. The city is too tidy. The city is too tidy. So I think they should also focus on that.
Okay, Mr. Wade, your last words.
Yeah,
you have
thank
freedom
you
of
very
speaking in
much.
Uganda, and you talk to
Thank
people.
you very much. I want to thank the management of DreamTV for giving us this opportunity, and also you for moderating this program. But lastly, my parting shot is that we feel that Uganda has a lot of pressing issues which Parliament should be preoccupied with than this Lumu bill, because it has a component, a section 9, which talks about impeaching the leader of opposition. Meaning,
They are planning.
Mr. Honorable Lumu is actually laying a trap for the opposition to be under the control of the NRM.
The NRM.
Because a strong leader of opposition will be impeached by all standards by the ruling party. So that means the leader of opposition will toe the NRM line, fearing to be impeached. So we really are going to the worst days when the opposition will be under the effective control and the management of the state under this very legislation. So we call upon members of parliament, even NRM need a strong opposition to check them. For us, FDC who are envisaging a situation where we are going to government, we want a strong opposition that will check us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. For
someone called Chisacha Ivan has said he wants also to visit your parties, so that they can give him support. That he wants to come for presidents, that he will come and visit you. So he says that he'll be glad if you welcome him.
Is open.
And I want to remind you, as I leave this space, that Women's Conference is still taking place here, where we are. Come and be part of it tomorrow. I've been Toye Ronald, and this has been Truth Be Told on BTV and DreamTV. We meet tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 1, as we discuss matters of national importance on BTV. Thank you very much for watching. I sign out.